All right, so I've received a few requests, and this is revolved around the different grades of Cameo contrast on proof coins. And this video has been done quite a few times on YouTube. I figure I'd throw my hat in the ring. I think I've done something similar to it a long time ago. Um, it, I feel like it wasn't nearly as like comprehensive as it could be, and yeah, this is a great topic. And like I've said, this video has been done. As a matter of fact, one of my compatriots, JB's Coins, had done something like this really recently, about a month ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this video, and we're also going to explore different methods of determining how to find out if your coin does indeed exhibit a cameo contrast on there. And of course, with proof coins, aside from like the regular like double dies and key dates and that sort of thing, Cameo is what really, okay, it does two things. It sets pricing. Okay, the pricing is going to be a huge factor when it comes to the level of Cameo that you receive on a coin, and this is especially true if you get the coin graded. Another thing, aside from the value aspect of it, Cameo is going to also determine the rarity. There are certain dates, certain coins that you don't see Cameo in, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And we are also going to, again, explore a method of kind of finding a way to measure Cameo on a coin. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to go about this, but it helps to see what a DCAM or a Deep Cameo or Ultra Cameo through NGC, that's how they dub this, kind of look at it in person to know exactly what to expect for this type. Okay, this is going to be kind of the expectation level because there's a graded example of such a coin, but it's important to know what one looks like. Okay, because there are other coins that are going to look similar, they're not going to be the same. And of course, if you have a coin graded Cameo as opposed to Deep Cam or Ultra Cameo, is going to make a huge factor in price because there's such a huge discrepancy between one and the other for the same date. So this is a 1984. This one graded out Proof 68 Ultra Cameo, which is a maximum Cameo contrast coin. Couple of things you'll notice. You have really frosted devices on here. All of the features, designs, lettering, numbers are going to exhibit that nice frosty white, kind of like the first snow of a winter's morn type of appearance. Okay, and you're going to have this glossy, watery black fields. Okay, and when you have the maximum contrast, the coin really pops. Okay, and this is what you're going to want to look for and achieve for if you intend on buying proof coins and then subsequently grading them. Now, some would say that this is going to be relatively easy to spot if you were looking at a full proof set. You could find out easily, if it's a Deep Cameo coin. Now, there are certain grades that where pretty much every single coin is going to be a Deep Cameo. Okay, a lot of the coins from the late 80s, I like to use 1982 as kind of like the beginning date. Actually, you could even go back to 1980 as coins that unequivocally will feature Deep Cameo contrasting all the way up until your current generation of proof coins. Okay, a lot of the coins that you see today, because there's a lot of high technology, a lot of laser engraving, a lot of the things that they do is going to ensure that every single coin that leaves the mint will exhibit this kind of appearance to it. So this 1984 is a good date. Okay, we're not going to get into the value portion of it too much, but this is more of a video of trying to identify what the different levels of Cameo look like. So this is an Ultra Cameo. I have a card right here that says Proof Cameo, and I'm going to use it's actually a business card. There's other information on the back, but I'm going to use this card as kind of a way of showing and illustrating exactly the reflection level. The black fields are going to reflect high quality reflections, and you're going to get very little of it. I think the reflection that you're seeing on the Cameo part of the coin is a result of the plastic from the slab. So you want to keep that in mind. If you have the coin raw out of a package, then this is going to be much easier to do because you're not going to have the reflection of the letters come up on the Cameo part of the coin. Same with the reverse. See? So that's highly reflective, and then you're going to have really nice, dull Cameo on the features there. So if we stepped it down a notch and we have just a regular Cameo coin, you're going to see right away the difference. Okay, this is a 73S, which is quite a bit tougher to find with a D-Cam, but it's not impossible. Okay, it's not like 1965 impossible. That's a tough date right there to find a deep Cameo coin, but this is what one would look like. As you can tell with the lighting, the difference is apparent. Okay, this one right here under a little bit, based off of the light reflection that I have on this lamp right here, you can tell right away that the Cameo is much more muted. Okay, the way that the U.S. Mint prepares the dies to achieve the Cameo effect on coins is what they'll do is they'll sandblast the features to a nice fine pebbly surface, and that's what produces the contrasting, the really frosty whites on these coins. So as the machinery mints out these coins, and let's say there are 10,000 coins into the run, the pebbly surface begins to kind of smooth out, and that's where you lose the Cameo. All right. Now the fields are absolutely beautiful black. Okay, they're extremely watery. They're glossy. It looks like black ice. It's kind of scary, but on the regular Cameo, you lose the Cameo. There are certain parts of the devices where you also have some of the gloss of the black of the fields starting to kind of like show up in between like the feathers and that sort of thing. And again, with your reference card, you could easily see that. Not as strong. Like on a Kennedy half dollar, one of the places where you begin to see some of this gloss come in through here, the high reflection, is right in the middle ear, right in that ear hole right there. And the same can be said for just about denomination. For every denomination, like the quarters, if you look right in the ear, if it's reflective and glossy, that means you don't have a D-Cam coin. So that would be the difference from an ultra Cameo or deep Cameo to just a regular Cameo coin. All right, so that's what that looks like. So if we went one step down and we have our Cameo coin, and then I actually have just a raw example of a 70S nickel, huge difference. This is a coin that you and I are more accustomed to seeing straight out of the proof set. There is virtually little, if any, Cameo contrast on the coin. As a matter of fact, as I do kind of like a rotated turn on this coin, not only is there an unsightly fingerprint on this, I don't know how that got there, but you're going to see a lot of reflection going on the actual devices of the coin. Okay, this is a coin that if you were to send to grading, okay, it would just come back as proof 67, for example, with no Cameo designation or deep Cameo. There needs to be a certain percentage of Cameo over the entire coin. If that percent, I don't know what the percentage level, I would have to say it's like 70% to qualify as a regular Cameo. If that's not there, they will not assign a Cameo designation on the slab. Okay, and these are coins that essentially, out of the box, out of the mid set, is just worth a small numismatic premium. This is a coin that I would routinely sell for around between a quarter and 50 cents. There's not a huge premium, whereas if, say, this graded out Cameo, you probably have a coin that's in the $15 to $20 level. It's the D Cameo is where you really see the huge value gains, because those are the coins that are most sought after in the marketplace. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about SMS special mint set coins. Okay, these are also known to have Cameo contrast coins. Okay, this is where your reference card is going to come in a little bit more handy than, say, regular proof coins, because the coins themselves, and keep in mind, for 65, 66, and 67, these coins were produced to fulfill a collector's market, but the mint did not want to do a full, what I would consider a regular proof set run, just based off of, I guess, demand at the time. Although when the U.S. Mint had told its customers, we're not going to be producing formal proof sets for these 3 dates, it really stirred an uproar among the collector community. So that's when they produced a SMS type set, which is it's almost like a combination of business strike and proof. Now this one right here, you can see, there are certain surfaces where you could see some of the watery, glossy look to it. But if you look up here, you have dye flow lines like you would normally see on standard business strike coins. So it has somewhat of a luster cartwheel. You can see it right there. See just a luster kind of like rotate around a little bit. So that's how these things are produced. The 67 is, it looks like a regular business strike. These have fooled me on numerous occasions. There's the 67 dime, same thing there. Now, I am going to draw your attention to the Lincoln cent, because this one does have a cameo, in spite of the fact that you have kind of like the luster, look to it on the fields. But if you turn it a certain way, see how it's kind of mirrored a little bit. You have kind of the watery fields on there. This is where your reference card is going to come in handy. So I'm just going to put this right here. But you can see the high reflection in the fields, and then it dulls out right on Lincoln's bust. So that's a regular cameo coin. It's a little bit tough. I'm kind of skeptical on sending this particular coin in, because if it comes back without the cameo, it's worth nothing. It's worth essentially just numismatic value, and I would have spent $20 on the submission, the grading submission, and it just wouldn't be worth it. But this, and by the way, the circular mark is on the holder. It's not on the coin. But that's an example of an SMS coin with a cameo contrast on there. Again, the devices have a little bit of frost on there. It's a little bit dull in comparison to the fields. So that pretty much wraps up the cameo differentiation from deep cameo to regular cameo to non-existent at all. It's a lot of fun, and this is actually an economical way of cherry picking really nice coins, and possibly sending them out for grading if that's your thing. I do it on occasion. I send them off to NGC because that's who I'm subscribed to. I haven't renewed my subscription to PCGS in about 6 months. I don't know if I will. It's not a knock against them. It's just, it's expensive. And we are coming up on the holidays. And I figure there are various other things that I would, discuss and educate some of you on. A lot of this is not new to a lot of you. So, I'm appreciative of all the comments to help support some of the information I've given out. If you do like the content, please help me out with a metrics bump and give me a like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. It's Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hit the bell right here for instant notifications of new videos that I upload. And as always, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for joining me in on this fantastic Wednesday morning. The chill is in the air. I felt it this morning in a good way. That means it's fall. So anyways, I appreciate your guys' time. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.